everybody. Welcome into the Fort Worth Christian Coaches Show, where it's always a great day to be a Cardinal. Coach, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, fresh back off the trip to Midland. You know, it was a tough trip out there, but there were some positives to take away. I think the guys competed real hard and gave an effort. But after you go through an experience like that with a long road trip, a tough loss on the road, what do you take away? What do you see from the staff? What do you see from the players in a loss like that?
Well, when we looked back and analyzed everything, and even leading up to the moment we kicked off, we felt we traveled well. We felt everybody was locked in. We had good focus from the guys. Everybody seemed to be in the right place, coaches included, and it was a bit of a homecoming for some of us last week, and so you have those nerves, I guess, but ultimately it just came down to execution.
Sure.
And they executed at a much higher level than we did.
Right. Did you feel like the Mustangs took you out of the game plan getting off to such a quick start? Maybe overwhelmed the guys a bit?
Out of the game plan, no. I mean, it's kind of funny, but I knew right off the bat they were going to take a shot early. I knew it was coming, and unfortunately our guy just slipped, lost his feet, slipped. I mean, it's football, so
Sure.
Stuff's going to happen. And then once that happened, we just had a hard time. They did a great job of keeping everything in front of them, and we didn't do a good enough job of catching the football underneath and making something happen, to supplement our run game.
Right, and that's one of the things I was looking at as watching the film, that we seem not to have any big plays over the top this week. They did a really good job of containing our deep threat.
Yep.
Seems like you ran everybody in the barn.
Tried.
Did you find anything out from those players that you count on a weekly basis that maybe didn't step up this week?
We're just looking to find the hot hand.
Okay.
That's ultimately what we're trying to do there, and Carson's actually been one of probably our best running threat, and that's not the most encouraging thing, but it's but we're grateful for him stepping up in that role, because without it we'd be in a tough spot.
Sure, quarterback play looked fairly even. I mean, like you said, not catching the football goes directly to the stat line, but I think he was 12 for 16 or somewhere right in there.
He's a little bit under half, but a lot of that was just having to throw the ball away at times. He played hard though. I mean, you watch the film and he didn't make the best reads every time, but I'm telling you, the kid's effort was all the way there.
Well, that's what you get. You always get a great effort from the Cardinals and the entire team. It's difficult sometimes when you're playing up in that division.
Mm-hmm.
The Mustangs are one division higher than we are. Does that factor into anything when you look at it from a coaching perspective?
You look across the field and you think about it, and they had a few more guys than we did, but not much more. So ultimately, I think it was just a matter of attrition too. I mean, we had some guys go down, and some guys that are going to be out this week as a result. Mm-hmm. So anytime you start taking that into account, you got problems.
Do you feel we matched up speed for speed, or do you feel that they were a little quicker than we were? Their running stats show that they were just a little more powerful and seemed to be a little more explosive.
Ultimately, it came down to the point of contact.
Okay.
It came down to the point of contact, and they accelerated through contact, and we didn't.
Okay, very good. But you know what? That's last week.
That's right.
We're moving on to this week. Matter of fact, we're tuning up for district this week, as district starts the following week against Southwest. But Parrish Pistol Panthers coming to town. What do you see? What do you expect from those guys when they come over to Barrow Field?
They're uber talented. They got talent all over the field on both sides of the ball. So it's going to be pretty similar to last week as far as what we need to do, and that's going to be to be a little more physical, to be getting hats to the football defensively and offensively, taking what they give us.
Mm-hmm. They've got a pretty talented quarterback. Seems to really key off everything.
Yeah.
Pretty mobile guy. And pretty quick trigger. So we got to contain this week. Yep.
Yes, sir. Number 2 is pretty solid. There's no secret there. So ultimately, it's just going to be about limiting the guys around him, because he's going to get his.
Sure. With last week, how was practice this week and the focus? How are we doing in the training room and the weight room and on the field? Guys
were really excited to get back to work and instill in some new standards on themselves. So that was exciting to see. Earlier morning workouts and things like that, of holding each other accountable. And so anytime you become more player driven, it's a good thing for your team. especially if it's on board with everything else you're already doing.
Sure, Coach. You've laid down a great culture this year, and you're going to continue to build on that for years to come. And I think one thing that goes directly to the culture is the strength and conditioning.
Yeah.
This year we had a big initiative on FWC weight room to kind of be overhauled and remodeled. And why don't you speak a little bit about what's going on in the weight room?
Well, the Booster Club just really came through for the programs here at Fort Worth Christian, and that was a big thing for me when I first came in, is because the weight room is going to help every sport here. Every sport can get in there and get after it now with some great equipment from Powerlift, and we're just grateful.
Yeah. Well, it looked great. I was by there this morning. Everything is branded. Looks fantastic. Looks like you can really get after it in there. I look forward to getting by and seeing the guys tearing it up in the mornings. But as we look forward into district, that's where this is our last non-district game. As we move into district, how are we going to get more people back? What are we feeling moving into district and looking ahead?
We should be getting healthier, so that's encouraging. Knowing you'll have some guys back, get some numbers back. So it's important to come out of this week healthy as well. But just because you want to come out of a week healthy doesn't mean you lay down.
No, absolutely not.
So absolutely not. But as we get into district, it's we're pretty certain that our pre-district schedule is going to help us a lot, because we've seen some talent and we've seen some solid teams. So we're excited about what that's going to do for us in the future.
No, absolutely. And looking back on the Cardinal seasons of the past, the tougher the by-district schedule that we play has resulted in big wins and even championships. So I'm excited about what's to come in district for these men and the football team. But I tell you what we do now is we have a huge tailgate this week, guys. So big opponent coming over to our field. No better way to get kicked off with the energy and enthusiasm than with you guys participating with us. There's no better way to get fired up than with the PTF tailgate. I know I'll be out there shaking hands, meeting folks, getting people ready to go. We've got a ton of stuff your way. Kidwell Barbecue to headline that thing. Those guys do a fantastic job. So what we're going to be right over here in the admin parking lot from 5:30 to 7. Come on out. You'll see the barbecue rig. You'll see some other stuff, and just a ton of people having a great time. So guys, look forward to seeing everybody this week. 7:30 Barrow Field, and before that 5:30 right here in the parking lot for the big tailgate. Coach, thanks for taking the time for us this morning. Always great to see you, and go Cardinals.
Go Cardinals.